In this video, we're going to talk a little bit about the practice checks. So this one it's unsecure and it's unlimited. And what that means is you have access to see the questions. You can dig a little bit deeper into the substandards, and you get to choose up to 10 standards that you can test at one time per test. So it's got a lot more flexibility. This is what you're going to use more frequently. So the competency checks might be once a week, once every 2 weeks, where the practice checks, you can have them as exit tickets, you can have them as short activities, a lot of different ways you can utilize this. So it's very flexible, very user-friendly for teachers. So I'll click on the Assign New tab. There's a print button here where you can actually get to it inside. So I click on Assign New to get me to where I want to go. So you can see I have an online practice or a print practice. So I can choose now. If you want them to take it on the computer, you can do that. If you want to have a printable version, you just click on print practice. The only thing that changes is kind of how it's set up. So you just go to print items, print answer key, as opposed to online. You can set up the time and availability just like you did for the competency test. So you can see all my options that come with that for the online version. So first, let's click here, select standards. So now I can choose my subject, English or math. Let's go English. It says domains ELA clusters. I haven't really messed with that. I've just kind of left it alone. But if I go to ELA, and then I can pick my grade level. So what's nice about this is if you have students, if you want to give them a review, you can actually go back a grade level and do third grade standards, pull a couple questions in, then assess them on their actual fourth grade standards, and then maybe throw a fifth grade standard in there, all talking about geometry, let's say. So you can kind of give them a little bit of review, check where they're at right now, and then push them ahead a little bit to see if they understand those concepts. So let's say reading informational grade 3, and again, it gives you all the substandards within there that you can see them, and then you get the little boxes here. So I can check, I'm going to assess these two standards for reading informational, and then reading literacy, I'm going to do these two. And let's say I want to do a review. Let me go back. So I think in reading information I did RL or RI 3.1. So I'm actually going to go back and do RI 2.1 as a kind of review and see, give them a little refresher and then get them into what we wanted to learn for this. Now, one thing you're noticing here, there's actually a button at the bottom here that says save. I can't see it. So if you hold down Control and hit the minus button, it'll zoom out your screen, and so you might have this issue, but then you'll see that save button will pop up. So I'll click save, and now I can see the standards that I want to assess, and then your options here, item, build your own. So I'm going to scroll down a little bit and click select items, and now I can actually select the questions, and you can see here of these standards I've got 36 questions to choose from that they create. What's really nice too is it tells you the standard. So if I want my review standard, it's the substandard, and then you hover over it and it tells you a little description of what it is. And then I really like this too, it tells you the DOK level. So this is a DOK level 3. So for my 1 year back review, this might be really good, a higher level thinking, even though it's from second grade. So I'm going to click on this plus sign, and add that question, and that's it. And it keeps a tally here, tells you how many questions you have for each standard that you want to assess. So I'll kind of roll through here. I just want to give them one, just one of those for that standard. Rolling through, I'm looking up here, I can see those. Okay, now here's 3.1, a DOK2. I like that one, so I'm going to add that. And I want to add 2, 4, 6, 8. Let's do 2 for each of those standards. Rolling through. There's another one. So I can keep track and make sure I have an even number if that's what I want, or if I want to work really heavily on 3.5 and I want to add 3 questions for that one. When I get to 3.5, here we go. I'll do a DOK2. I really want them to see that. A DOK3, that's super important. We want to push them a little bit on this. And then do another DOK3. So we'll do 3 questions on that one. And 3.6. You got a DOK3 in there. And then a OK too. So I've got mine. I'm looking at this saying, hey, that's really good. I'm going to click save. And it'll take me back to this screen. So some options you have here. And this is saying, it's not going to show the answers on the test. It's saying, do you want to show the answers right now? So I click that off so you don't know where the right answers are. You can randomize the order, or you can enforce the order. So if you want them to start at that grade 2 standard question and then work their way through, you can do that. So for me, I would put enforce the order that I created. So that way I have them progressing through that. But again, that is totally up to you, however you want to do that. Then if I scroll down, again, pick my class, check the little box. It's got all my students listed. And again, you have the option here, you can select all, select none, and maybe you want to give it to a couple kids. Maybe they're absent. So Frank and Georgia were absent, so I'm going to give it to just them, or just give it to the whole class. You can assign it, so you can call it practice check number 5, whatever you want to call it. If you got a naming system, it works really well. And then you got some options here. Do you want to have retakes? Do you want to turn that on or off? So maybe they give a chance to retake, because remember, this is a practice, so they can do this as many times as they want to. So I might maybe keep that on so they can test it again. So I can give them the test, teach a little bit, come back and retake. Again, student review, you can turn that off. Show students answers only, show students answers and the correct answers. So it'll show them their answers. This one will show them their answers and the correct answers so they can identify what they got wrong. That's a great feature if you want them to do some reflective writing and feedback on their work, and give them instant feedback on that. And then again, make available immediately, or you can schedule it in the future. Okay, I'm grayed out here. So why? What did I not select? Oh, I have to give it a name of some sort. So there we go. It's named. I click assign, and we're good to go. And it takes you back to your home screen, and you can start to see the recent assignments. So here's that competency test I gave, and here's that practice one that I just assigned.